Life has a funny way of showing us what really matters. It often doesn't come with big signs or flashy moments. Sometimes, it's just the small things that shift everything. I've learned this lesson over the years, but it started on an ordinary Tuesday. I was running late for work. My car wouldn't start, and I was already behind schedule. Frustration built up, but I didn't have time for it. I called a tow truck, and while waiting, I noticed a man sitting on a bench nearby. He looked like he'd been there for hours. His clothes were worn, and his face was weathered by time. Despite all this, he had the calmest demeanor I'd ever seen. I couldn't help but stare. Most people would have been fidgeting, checking their phones, or looking around, but not him. He sat still, watching the world pass by. After a few minutes, I decided to strike up a conversation, mostly to pass the time. "Nice day, isn't it?" I said. He smiled softly, nodding. "It is, when you're not rushing through it." His words hit me like a wave. I realized I'd been living my life in a constant sprint, always rushing to get somewhere, to achieve something. I had been missing the beauty of the moment. As I listened to this man, I felt my heart slow down. My car would get fixed. I could make up for lost time at work. But this moment, the calm, the stillness, was rare. He told me a story about how he used to be in the same rush, chasing one thing after another. But over time, he had learned to let go of the need to control everything. "Sometimes, you have to let life unfold as it does," he said, his eyes full of wisdom. When the tow truck arrived, I said goodbye and went on my way. But something inside me had changed. I wasn't the same person who had driven there that morning. I began to see how much I had been missing while caught up in my own rush. The beauty of the world, the people around me, the moments that slipped by unnoticed, these were all things I had ignored. I realized then that the true key to success isn't just in achieving our goals, but in learning to be present. It's in taking the time to slow down, to appreciate the now, instead of always looking ahead. So often, we forget to live in the moment, thinking that happiness lies somewhere down the road, when in fact, it's right here. Right now. It's funny how a random encounter with a stranger can change everything. That man on the bench, who seemed like just another face in the crowd, taught me the most important lesson of my life. It's not the destination that matters, but the journey, and how we choose to experience it.